When, a few days later, Edgar Malroy launched his Bet One, Get One Free offer, profits soared ridiculously. By this time, Scepticism Inc. had a betting shop in every major city and town in the UK and one in every state of America. There were betting shops outside every cathedral in Europe and just about every holy site you could think of. There were, for example, 5 betting shops in Lords alone. Edgar Malroy, Scepticism Inc.'s life chairman, was everywhere at once. He was present when the king bet the crown jewels that he had a divine right to rule, and he was present when the Archbishop of Canterbury made his 3,000th bet. The Archbishop had proved to be such a loyal and extravagant customer that after his 3,000th bet, Edgar presented him with a gold medal made especially for him. It had a question mark on one side and a picture of a peanut on the other. The Archbishop broke down when he received the medal. He said he was deeply touched. He looked deeply touched. He said, "Thank you," about 100 times. Edgar was also present when Ayatollah Khomeini bet £750,000 that Allah was great. Scepticism Inc. bought guns off the streets of the world's crime capitals for 10 times their actual value and melted them down. Scepticism Inc. paid ridiculous prices for peanut crops in areas formerly used to grow illegal drugs. When war seemed about to break out anywhere in the world, Edgar Malroy would fly in and literally buy the peace. At least 4 invasions were prevented by Edgar Malroy in this way, as were an estimated 12 civil wars. Leaders of countries who for years had been hardly speaking were seen on TV embracing each other, Edgar Malroy grinning behind them. Free family planning clinics were opened in over 200 countries, with giant question marks hanging over the doorways, and another 400 fully functioning schools dropped out of the sky where they were needed most. Sophia Alderson published a book called Cosmic Newsflash. It was about 600 pages long and was filled with references to the Bible, had hundreds of photographs of the Virgin Mary and several shots of the empty back seat of Sophia's old taxicab. In the book, Sophia Alderson predicted that the end of the world was imminent, criticised world leaders for not following the teachings of the Bible, accused Pope John of being too consumer-oriented, and told the citizens of the world to humble themselves in the eyes of the Lord. She said UFOs and dinosaurs were the work of the devil. She said the Bible was literally true and that Edgar had to be destroyed. 2 days before the release of Cosmic Newsflash, Sophia had informed her followers via loudspeaker and paper planes that placing bets at metaphysical betting shops was an insult to the grace of God. She made all of her followers promise not to place metaphysical bets ever again. Half of her followers couldn't bring themselves to make such a promise and left too upset to speak. Those that remained removed their "I've put my money where my metaphysics are" badges and jumped up and down on them, Sophia Alderson shouting into her loudspeaker, "I want to, I want to, I want to, 3, 4. When Cosmic Newsflash was published, one of the first people to buy a copy was Edgar Malroy. He went home and underlined with an HB pencil all the references to himself. There were well over 400. He was deeply touched. Sophia Alderson was at the time the only religious leader in the world to ban her followers from placing metaphysical bets. Everyone else went on betting like mad. In fact, there were so many metaphysical bets being made by this stage that Edgar had to start storing receipts on disused oil platforms in the North Sea. On the 11th of October, Edgar called a press conference and said that it would be funny if it wasn't so sad. He was commenting on the fact that he had become the wealthiest man ever.